It's time for the shop report with
Barbershop J.
What up, sports fans? Welcome to the Shop Report. I'm Barbershop Jay. I'll be your host for the day. Here's what's happening. Of course, we've got to remind you the Shop Report is brought to you by Rocket Digital Media. It's the one-stop shop for all your digital marketing needs. You can look them up on Facebook at RDM Detroit. There's one D, two E's Detroit. Or you can slide on over to the website, rocketdigital.net. That's ROCKIT digital.net. And make sure when you're there, while you're there, you tell them the BSJ sent you. And for my folk out there in TV land, if you want to leave your questions or comments during today's program, by all means, please do so. And we will throw it up on the screen. And y'all know what's coming next. If you're one of them folks that wants to leave a question or comment that's indignant or ignorant in nature, won't be seen on this screen. Matter of fact, here's what you'll get.
Ain't no got time for that.
That being said, joining me on the program today is my cat from across the way up in Michigan, is what I like to say. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Hey, Joey James, a.k.a. Double J. Hey, man, y'all got a lot going on up in Michigan, man, here lately, right quick. You know what I'm saying? The frost, y'all had a whole lot of ice storms, and what's going on? Everywhere across the country is bass awkward.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you were if you donated some of your time to a great program called Great Lakes Now, you would know that there are 4 to 5 types of ice that we typically get on our Great Lakes, and that they want to surround Great Lake Erie as a wind farm. So good luck with that. And however, of course, for a multitude and a myriad of reasons, we've had there's a desired type of ice that we have unfortunately not had as much of. So again, the ice.
You mean the ice that go in the Lucia glasses?
Well, certainly that special kind, but
special ice.
With that being said, it's actually led to that, what's known as the SAD, the acronym for basically being just grossly cloudy in the Midwest because of the lake effect, right? Because there's not ice there, so the moisture creeps up, and then therefore insert more clouds and more misery for those of us in the Midwest. But along with that, led to ice storms up in the north portion of the mitten here. So think of north of your knuckles, since we're the only state that can really do that. And yep.
Where, I don't mean to cut you off, but where was it at? I read it, I can't remember the state, but they said they had like 5 tornadoes. Oh, shout out to my man. Oh, joining us on the last but not least, obviously, is D from the CLM bus, the IT guy. I don't know why. Y'all look at him. Look, ain't gonna look somebody like it's something wrong with us because he late. I'm just saying. Hold on, what'd you say? Gully. Oh, this guy right here. He do this every. Okay. Well, what you pop up for? Anyway, it was a couple of. I don't know the state, but I saw it earlier. They had like 5 tornadoes in a week.
Correct. Yeah. So what again?
Was that in Ohio?
Even
right here in Ohio?
Right. Yeah. You guys were included in that as well, and so we had a few ourselves.
And FYI for the people out there, shout out again to the people for tuning in. Y'all got to understand, I work third shift, okay? I'm a graveyard shifter, all right? So I have no clue what's going on until thankfully I get up and I'm like, oh, wow, okay, so there's 18 trees down in the neighborhood. I don't hear nothing. I got blackout curtains, baby. And once the curtains is closed, that's it. It's curtains. I'm just saying. But go ahead. What were you saying?
Yep. So again, they're trying to study this. Apparently, they've only, obviously it's difficult, right? Trying to get out on the ice because it's cold. So we have not actually been able to study it for quite that long, and we only have the water itself as it pertains to the weather locally for like 50 years. So little bit of an interesting nugget, certainly for obviously the Great Lakes go, all the way into New York and such like that. So very, very, that's right. I did say nugget, and that's on purpose because Stan Kroenke is the owner, by the way, of the Denver Nuggets. Just want to point that out there. So
yeah, we'll get into that for a minute.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just glad everybody on that side of town is safe and sound. We're gonna start the show. Shout out to everybody for tuning in once again. Let us start the show. All right, we got a few items on the menu for you all today, but we're gonna kind of do a sort of a sports cornucopia, if you will. We're gonna kind of go around the whole gambit. We're gonna talk a little bit of NFL. Obviously, the draft is right around the corner. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? And the NBA playoffs, as we mentioned a couple of weeks ago. Things are getting hot and heavy over there on the side, on the NBA side, and I got a little bit of MLB news too. I was kind of like, wow, man, when it comes to contract situations and things of that nature. You know what I'm trying to tell you? But let me say this. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. We got this thing on this side, on my side of the screen. We got this private chat, and I want to see. Be right back. Well, then why do you come on the thing and I put you on the screen and you don't want to be here? What's going on? Man, this dude right here, man. I'm trying to tell you, bro. This is family for you. You know what I'm saying? That's why ain't nobody allowed over here. Not the kids, not nothing. I'm just saying. Get off my lawn. But anywho, what's this whole deal with Luka and no love for Luka?
Well, he was crying when they announced him.
Because the Lakers play the Mavericks tonight.
Yeah, no, he was crying when they introduced him.
That's what I'm trying to say. So I don't get this. On one hand, it seemed like ain't no love for him, but then when he go back to Dallas here, whatever it is, and he got a standing ovation too.
Well, it
and the
depends
video
who
and the
you're
video
in
tribute.
reference to, right?
Huh? What'd you say?
Well, the league looks out for theirs.
So that's what I'm okay. That's what. So is Luka the face of the league? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
No, I'm saying it was blatantly obvious who the face of the league was last night.
Not to me, because I was at work. So
no. I will insert Exhibit A if you're ready.
Absolutely. Roll the tape, baby.
So this goes first and foremost. This image is credit to Hero of the Day on Twitter.
Hold on, Double J. Let me get a 20. Gully, are you ready to come in or not? Put it in the private chat. Because I don't know what you want to do. Go ahead, Double J. Roll the clip. I'm going to bring you in anyway. And now you want to put it in the chat. Man, what you a day late and $12 short? What you doing right now, bruh?
How y'all doing?
Okay. Go ahead, Double J. Roll the video.
So once
I'm
again,
not doing this for him today.
Credit to Hero of the Day on Twitter. This states the same official that ejected Luka Doncic walked directly up to SGA, I'm paraphrasing, on the previous possession, covered his mouth to say something, and then after Luka Doncic scores on the other end, he makes sure that in between he and the fan who had been trash talking all game. And
so wait.
Here's what we have here. So this is our reaction to said image. And so in reference to my point, I said the league looks out for theirs. And clearly this official is saying, don't worry, I'll take care of it.
Oh, well, hold up now. Okay. So hold on. So see, I didn't see this. Okay, this is the second game that the Lakers played against OKC, right?
Yeah, so I'm going to give you guys some context, right? So,
yeah,
in soccer, the hand over the face is quite common because there are literal professional lip readers. And
I ain't one of them. You'll never confuse me for a lip reader.
It happens quite frequently in Europe. And I was watching the Inter Miami and LAFC game, and when they were showing the players in the tunnel, all of which started covering their hands, over their mouth in a very similar manner in which this gentleman is, who is a supposedly unbiased official.
Ref? Okay, but let me ask you this question. And I'm not here to pat myself on the back. I'm not. But, and again, I'm not as in tune with the games as they go on nowadays because, again, my work schedule. And it's just not, don't have the same, it's not as compelling to me as it is. But we do a show here. So I'll stay. And actually, I rely on you and Gully, to tell you the truth, to kind of keep me filled on the current events type of deal. You know what I'm saying? But how long have you all known me? Gully, you in particular, because we family, right?
Mm-hmm.
And how long have I been saying to you, Arnold Rothstein taught me that no sporting event is completely up to chance. And Tim Donaghy's book, Personal Foul, taught me follow the money.
Now listen, you say that every week. And every week, another example.
You getting tired of hearing me?
No, it's just real.
Okay.
It's just affirmation, right?
Okay.
People don't remember what you said. Like I said last week, people don't remember what you say. They remember what you keep saying. And what happens is,
shout out,
you keep getting a reminder every week of both of those two ideas that you mentioned every week.
Right.
Stay tuned to continue to see other instances of this happening this week and next week on the show.
Right. That's why I don't get up and listen. When I was 10. I told a guy one time, man, when I was 10, 11 and the Browns would lose, it was okay for me to be salty, not want to go to school the next day. But after I get to a certain age, man, bro, when they lose, bro, I get up and go feed my kids. You understand what I'm trying to tell you? I'm not, the older that you get, the more developed your mind should go along with that.
Right.
And you start seeing things, as they say, from a latent perspective, as opposed to a manifest. So I don't get all up in arms about now. We do what we do here for the show. Okay, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Lights, camera, action. But man, when I get off of here or whatever it is, bro, I go eat. I got Haagen-Dazs. That's my guilty pleasure. Haagen-Dazs ice cream. Okay. The white raspberry truffles. Close your mouth. I'm just saying. When I get off here, bro, I go eat my ice cream, bro. And okay, like what's the next thing? I don't get caught up into this and type of stuff no more, man, because they used to do a better job, I'll say this, of making you think or making you wonder if. You get what I'm trying to say?
Did they really? Or did we just become smarter?
No.
I don't know that they did, bro.
No, you don't think so?
I don't. I think we've just become smart. We've got more access. And because we consume so much more of it, becomes more familiar. Bro, come on, man. I mean, it's like.
No, but you know what, though? I don't mean to cut you off, but you just said something made me think of this. Once upon a time, there was no 2-minute report.
Right. We know there wasn't a 2-minute report.
You understand what I'm trying to say?
But the 2-minute report came about because we, with our eyes, would see something other than what they told us. And we kept seeing it.
Okay.
And we kept being gaslit.
Okay.
Right, just like for all them years before Mark Zuckerberg had to testify before Congress, people was talking about, man, my phone listening to me. My phone listening to me. Every time I talk about something, I go on Facebook, I see an ad, and everybody would come on, and then it's the whole Mandela effect. Or this didn't happen until we testified in Congress that there's a one-way signal. Yes, our phones are actively observing the environment to suggest different avenues by which our customers, being Facebook users, would want to interact with different products. So basically the phone was listening to you. Okay,
so the farm movies such as Enemy of the State, what I'm trying to say? Right. Art was really imitating life. Art was life.
Right.
Why
but what I'm saying is,
stop changing the layout, please. Thank you very much.
You saying y'all, and Jubba J.
Jubba J. What?
Have you ever seen a player get kicked out for a fan saying something to him?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what. Okay, so you saying a fan said something?
Okay, hold, back up, slow down. Let's go back up a little bit. Let's start from the beginning. Type. What are we looking at here as opposed? Okay, this is the same game. Okay,
and this is the immediately what followed. So he talks to SGA, and then wedges himself where the fan is and where Luka is, and then tees up Luka. It was the fan that was talking.
Okay, wait a minute. Run that back again, Double J, because now I'm over here and I'm over there. I'm on both sides of the street at the same time. So in this sequence, though, who is you telling me? Because you saw the game, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Gully, did you see this game?
No.
Because I didn't. I didn't see this game. So Double J, you give me some narration in that instance.
Well,
so,
again, what occurred is Luka went and scored on SGA.
Okay.
Then you see the referee, as those images showed, whisper something that he didn't want everybody to be able to try to figure out. Mind you, this particular fan had been talking the entire game.
Bro, the parquet is now based off the parlay.
Okay. Well, I know a lot of
what
people
takes place on the parquet is based off the parlay
number, and it landed right at 23, and then they booted him out.
Follow the money. Oh, and right quick again for all my readers out there who like turning pages, if you have not done so, please go and get the book Personal Foul. And your perspective on watching NBA games in particular, but basketball in general, sports in general, it'll be totally different. You talking about clarity, bro? How long? When did that book come out? Because I got it, but I can't remember when it came out.
2010.
Well, matter of fact,
2010.
hold up. Yeah, if you hold on, let me see. Bear with me for 1 second. Well, bear with me, please. Can I get 20 seconds? I don't know, maybe 20-second timeout. Yeah, let's do a 20-second timeout until I come back right quick. Let's do that. All right, we back.
Forgot the spray.
Oh man,
really that.
All right. So here's what we got, right?
So hold that thought, Double J.
I know it's a personal foul. You ain't got to show us the book. You need to fan it back that way.
Okay, this is the book here, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I'm just letting y'all know. Let me. And I didn't even know I had a what I got in here. What bookmark I got in here? Hold up, though. Go ahead, Double J. Show it, because I'm a little
All right. So again,
right
this is the courtesy of Coach Shub, OVO Lake Show on Twitter. Luka becomes the first player in NBA history to receive a technical foul for talking to a fan, the first ever. And here we go, right? So remember what I said about this is immediately after the SGA thing, right?
Got you.
All right. Oh, I'm going to mute the audio here. Okay.
Oh, don't we got to give some sort of disclaimer?
I already did that. We don't own the rights to that media.
Okay, got you.
Hate it,
all
then
right.
kick us off your platform, and we ain't coming back. So we'll go elsewhere. Kick rocks. And as you see, there you go. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen.
So wait a minute, he got a technical foul or did he get ejected?
He got a technical foul, which was the ejection.
Which led to the ejection.
Yep, it led to the ejection.
Okay, wait a minute, because he kept arguing after it, and that's why he got ejected? How did he get ejected?
No, that was his second one.
Oh, he had already had a technical foul?
Yeah.
What was his first technical?
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the first one?
On just a regular play.
How long before this happened? How long before this happened? When did he get his first tech?
That one I would have to find out exactly when.
All right, don't.
Go ahead, keep going. I'm gonna be looking at that.
My point is, that part of it was almost irrelevant. We've seen Luka kicked out of maybe like 2 games this year.
I didn't even know it was that many. That's 2. Yeah. Okay, but here's what I'm saying. What is prompting all of these quick whistles and ejections and technicals and all of that type? What's that all about?
Moving the needle. And I don't like the fact that I don't like the fact that the basketball players are human beings and the refs are human beings, but we've told ourselves, oh, you can't argue with the call. We've somehow conditioned ourselves to suggest that speaking against a human being's decision is is improper.
Punishable by death.
Yeah, it's
so to speak.
improper
Okay.
or it's immature as an athlete. No, they are not judges. They are not superiors on the court. They are peers with a different responsibility. They are not above reproach. I don't care. No referee, no official, nobody is above. No judge in that capacity is above reproach.
Okay, so then let me ask this question then. How often do we see players being penalized for not being able to keep it together when they get into it with fans, whatever it is? You get what I'm trying to say? At what a point should the refs, or should there be some sort of something for the refs being held accountable for their gaffes and they ups?
Right, the 2-minute report.
Oh yeah, no, that's
that referee, they should have. They deserve. There should
be fined like Ja Morant for doing the pistol signal.
Yes,
whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Start hitting them pockets, and hey, you might give all the calls to the Houston Rockets. I'm just saying.
All right, so for the first technical, it was because he argued at the official and used vulgar language.
Was this the same official?
Yeah. Absolutely.
All right.
Official, so to give them their due credit here is JT Orr.
Okay, so hold up then, Double J. Okay, hold up now. In this book, Donaghy says, let's go back, Gully. You go Spurs fans now, right?
Yeah, Joey Crawford.
Donaghy said in this book, he said, I knew what to say to my bookie when we would be in our ref meeting rooms. And I'm paraphrasing here. I might not have it verbatim, but when I knew that Crawford drew the assignment, like, so let's say the Spurs were playing the Nets, for instance.
Yep.
He said, I was going to the bookie like, hey, you know what to do.
Right.
You know what to do. Because Tim Duncan got kicked out of a game or technical he was on the bench, if I'm not mistaken.
No, he got ejected from that game.
Ejected from that game for what? Laughing?
Yes.
And Crawford, and listen, there's some stuff in here. Crawford said, bro, please go get the book, y'all. Just do me that favor. And then we can have a book report. I keep telling people, man, please start reading and stop watching them shows that they be doing the regurgitating and the specifications. We only going to talk about this week and all of that. You know what I'm saying? Anywho, I'm just saying. So as to your point, Gully, it's always been suspect.
Yeah.
Okay. We just wasn't seeing it then like we seeing it now.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So you fast forward to this being the fourth quarter now. So again, that's that first one occurred the first technical in the third quarter.
Okay.
And now we're in the middle of the fourth. It is 107-106. Okay. And as I discussed a moment ago, you've seen the referee clearly say something to SGA. And here is the play that followed. Again, this is credit to OVO at OVO Lake Show on Twitter. And the play here with no audio. As you see, they're down 1. Luka goes and scores. Again, that fan is somewhere over here.
Oh, okay. This is OKC. Okay. Oh.
And he goes, what? It was the fan.
So, but wait a minute. Why? I wonder why he's pointing at him. So the ref thought that Luka did something, but when it was really the fan that did something.
Yes.
He may have said something. Even I'm trying to see here if Luka did say something. But remember, look where the ref conveniently placed himself between him and the fan.
Oh, so he put himself such that when Luka said something, he was looking the fan's direction, but the ref was there. So he talking to me? Yeah, you out of here.
Yep. Conveniently.
Wow.
Hey, remember how Tim Duncan used to get kicked out of games from Joey Crawford?
Yeah, that's what we was just saying. Yeah.
I'm pointing it out there that to me, if these sports books should be forced to void all of the wagers that were placed on that game. It should start costing them money, or they should be forced to pay out all of them. I think that would be the better one because then you're going to feel the pressure.
Who's paying out though?
Feel the pressure by the books.
Who's paying out? You saying
you better do this right, man, because you're costing us money now.
So okay, who's being forced to pay? You saying the refs? It should come out of the refs' pocket?
Well, no, they would go bankrupt tomorrow. I'm saying the sports books by accepting the bets. Because here's the thing: they took everybody's money that had bet on Luka. We'll say somebody could have said Luka's going to score 50, or his PRA would have been north of whatever. I know.
Yeah, for all of those who don't know, explain what PRA is.
So just their total combined points, rebounds, and assists.
Gotcha. Okay.
And I personally saw somebody that had taken Luka over 23 points. He had finished right at 23 as he got kicked out.
Okay, so if that person would have got, if Luka would have did what he needed to do in that part, what would
7 minutes he was going to get one more basket.
Oh, right, got you. Oh, got you. I wonder what the payout would have been had that.
Considering there were 7 other legs of that parlay, it would have been significant.
So you just cost somebody some lunch money and a trip to the Bahamas.
Yep.
And that's what I'm trying to say.
And the thing is, obviously, like you said, those of us that have read Donaghy's book, amongst just witnessing other anomalies, if you will, understand the psychology of the referees.
See, now I get to the point now I'll be wondering, man, is it live or is it Memorex? That's an old school commercial. Look it up. It's on YouTube, I'm sure. You know, what's real and what ain't. This is why, in part, why it's really no longer compelling to me. Because even though, to Gully's point, they probably were doing it, they've been doing it. And I mean, I don't know why I'm sitting here talking crazy, because I just mentioned Arnold Rothstein. If you know who Rothstein was, he had a lot to do with why the 1919 World Series, the Black Sox scandal, was what it was. Okay, so they was doing it before we was even born. But at least, again, in the 80s and the 90s, it was compelling enough that they allowed some portions of the game to create the storyline. You understand? Which drew you in to sit down and watch a contest from start to finish. And maybe the fixings or whatever the case may be were not so necessary to be complete. Like they may have been fixing maybe 20% of whatever. Now, where is it at? 90%?
It certainly, if it's not, it's
too glaring. Yeah, that's what it's just, you know what I mean? Okay. All right, I got you.
So I'm going to point something.
So who's winning the NBA Finals then? Based on this newfound information, evidence.
So I found this intriguing because I was watching some games that are meaningless. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a personal observation. So the Oklahoma City Thunder had 26 personal fouls. The Lakers had 15. You go to a game like the Charlotte Hornets that are 19-61, with pretty much outside of Yusuf Nurkic, no other starter is you could probably name
for the Hornets.
Yeah, they're all out, right?
I didn't even know Nurkic was playing for the Hornets.
Well, yeah, he randomly came back. And so it couldn't help me with 2 threes though. And they had a total of 13 fouls. And
wait a minute, wait. Please don't tell me you're going where I think you're going. So this is why the talk shows are predicated on the across the bottom of the screen, the questions that they ask. It's always about the Lakers or the Celtics or the Cowboys, that sort of thing. So because nobody's really watching the Hornets, or the Hornets are not really relevant, then the free throw disparities and such, it's not ridiculous.
You're telling me,
or it don't jump off the radar.
That
or show up on the radar.
The same kind of, it's the same game, right? It's the same, all the other dimensions, the time, the duration,
right,
are all the same. And you're telling me one had, they average about, we'll say, somewhere in the neighborhood of ranging of about 10 less fouls per game.
Okay, so now So don't put that out there without. Why do you think that is?
Because people are hyper fixated, right? So there's certain teams around the world, right? Barcelona, Real Madrid.
So, got you.
That Manchester City, no matter what, the money is going on them. And it's going to alter the line. We talk about often how these lines move, and it's from serious dollars going on something. Well, what happens when it's random team, the Eastern Michigans of the world that don't have those same sets of eyes on it? Well, there's less of a, you can call it more down the middle, or you might let things go. I'm telling you now, I would encourage any active NBA fan. I'm going to challenge you, actually. Most of you guys get League Pass anyway. If you bet $5 on one of those sites, it gave you League Pass for a quarter. So,
yeah, right.
So turn on the worst teams in the league and watch how different the game is officiated. So you want to catch them at their own game? There you go. Because I am smarter than they are. And that's how stupid they are. Or that's how stupid they think you are. Is that I will do it in front of you and you won't do nothing about it.
There it is, people, in a nutshell. Right. They say they dumb anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say? They dumb anyway. So just, and what are we hiding it for?
Brutal.
Hey, okay.
Brutal.
Hey, I'm just letting y'all know I was born that night, not last night. Ain't pulling no wool over your boys' eyes. You know what I mean? But anywho, at the end of the day, shout out to my man Luka for doing what he do, coming back to Dallas. What's the score in that game, by the way?
It is currently 112-97, Lakers with 12 seconds remaining.
Oh, okay.
It should be.
Yeah, I'm about to say. Why not even ask the score? All right.
And Luka finished with 45.
Oh, okay.
And he gonna torch them for the rest of his career.
Who? The Mavericks? Oh, yeah, right.
Well, until they're in Vegas.
Yeah. Well, regardless, he gonna torch.
It don't matter.
Franchise.
It don't matter what uniform they got on Double J.
I don't. Yeah, because I feel like when you go to the Lakers, that there is an esteem or a prestige that comes along with you playing for those two franchises in particular.
You think so now? Really? Now?
No, the historical precedent I think still remains. However, not everyone buys in. Hold on, let me finish.
Well, more so than when it was with Magic and all of them.
It's not a more so thing. I'm telling you, the prestige still abides there. That's the reason why LeBron went to the Lakers.
Okay, but now the prestige is perceived.
What I'm saying is, I think Luka wanted to do that for himself for Dallas.
Whoa.
He wanted to be where Dirk is in Dallas. There will also be Luka.
Okay.
And maybe in Dallas he was starting something, because now again, as I began this statement, there's a prestige that when you go into the Lakers or the Celtics franchises, it's like a Hall of Fame, if you will. It's like an elite fraternity.
I got you.
Right. Other franchises are notable, right? You could say that for San Antonio, but you don't really hear it for San Antonio. Strangely, though, the Knicks don't have a winning culture. I mean, they've only got
they still call the Garden the Mecca of basketball type of deal. Yeah.
Right.
I got you.
So while he lucked up in the sense of going to a franchise, a regal franchise such as Los Angeles, he wanted to do that for himself for Dallas, and they took that away from him. Now he's part of Lakers history instead of being
of Maverick lore.
Exactly.
Okay. And on that note, we're gonna take a little break. When we come back, we're gonna talk about Mike Malone being ousted. Huh?
Yeah, look at what I say. Only Pop, Spo, and Kerr. I'll tell you what that means.
I'm just saying. And then gonna get into some of this NFL draft talk. Sheduer, Lewis Riddick got something to say, and then so did Dan Orlovsky. We come back. Don't you touch it. Put it right down. I'm just letting you know. Put it down, baby. You understand me, little bite cranky. All right, we are back. Double J, you got the other clip ready? The Mike Malone? And he's not even.
What do you mean? Whoa.
Yeah, you stop it, Double J. You stop it right now.
Stop.
Cut that out.
Wait. What's going on that I don't know about?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry. He know. Get yourself back on this camera right now, Double J. Right. You stop it. Okay. You stop that right now. We'll tell you about it in the admin group. Barbershop. Okay. You stop that right now.
I was merely mentioning
No.
An athlete.
Yeah.
Because I have no. I'm clueless in this.
Yeah, we're gonna leave you out of this.
My AARP card is it ain't expired yet, but it's getting ready to. Yeah, okay, don't do that to me. Mike Malone was ousted by the Nuggets, and I just got a question, man. Same thing I asked with Budenholzer. Since when did firing NBA championship coaches become the norm?
5 of the last 7.
Yeah, that's what you mean 5
of the last 7.
I actually heard that watching the Toronto game that they had said 5 of the last 7 championship coaches have been fired.
Who are the 2 that haven't? Oh, Mazzulla and Kerr. Never mind.
So there you go.
How about this?
So you can get fired for losing and fired for winning. Make it make sense.
Look, only Pop, Spo, and Kerr.
What you mean by that, Gully?
In the last decade and a half, these are the only title-winning coaches still coaching the team they won a title with.
Shout out for that.
You got to go back. Yeah. You got to go back 16 seasons. So is
this a new trend?
Hold on. Check this out. Pop, Spo, and Kerr. No, actually, Spo and Kerr. In the last 15 years, they are the only 2 coaches with multiple titles.
Okay,
so what is it doing for your franchise to fire a guy?
Yeah, that's what. Like, who else is out there? But what do you attribute that to? What you said previous to them being the only 2 to win multiple titles.
I don't know what they're. I don't know because whatever they. Because
it don't make sense. They'll do it.
Not only
why do you even want an NBA coaching job now?
Yeah, not only does it not make sense, it is not working. Because 5 of the last 7 coaches that have been fired have not returned to the finals with new teams.
Yeah.
No, matter of fact, so every coach fired. They haven't returned to the finals yet.
Double J looking a little incredulous there. You might add my dad.
What do you wait? Oh, the team itself. I thought you meant like the coach in a new.
What coach returned to the finals after being fired? Which one?
You got like a delay in your audio, Gully. Maybe your camera.
It might be the camera. Which coach?
There, you good now.
Which fired coach returned to the finals with another team? And which franchise returned to the finals after firing their coach? Only the Celtics.
So you're saying it's actually bad for both?
It's yes.
Only the Celtics, though. Didn't you say that?
Only the Celtics. We talked about this. Only the Celtics. When they
wait. Did they get there with MA? Because I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah, I think they did.
But wait a minute.
No, they did not.
No, they didn't go to the finals with MA.
No, Mazzulla was the coach in 2022 when they lost to the Celtics. I mean, when they lost to the Warriors, and he was the coach when they won last year. That's right. They were on their way though. When he lost. Right. When all that went down. But go ahead. What was you gonna say, Double J?
No, I was just trying to spitball who else may have returned as a coach, like
as an assistant. Yeah, because I like to think that doesn't Steve Kerr have one of those guys as an assistant?
At one point in time, he did.
The only guy that can think of was Mike Brown.
No, since the firing, like one of these NBA title winning coaches is now on the Spurs. On the Warriors staff.
It might be Budenholzer.
I think Budenholzer is an assistant coach with the Spurs. I keep saying Spurs.
With the Warriors.
With the Warriors.
Okay, so at this juncture, then, like, I know we're not privy to it, but what's going on
Bro, it's a worse track record than winning Coach of the Year.
Oh, dag nabbit. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, hell no.
Right. When Dwayne Casey got fired.
Right. So check this out. So understand what we're saying here. Winning Coach of the Year
is far more. I'd rather have that than
but
to
you're
win a
still getting
championship.
fired. But you're still getting fired within 2 seasons of winning Coach of the Year. You're getting fired within 2 seasons of winning the NBA title.
Unless you're Kevin Stefanski.
But so what precedent does that set, though?
That's how can you listen? How can you set something ever shifting on a precedent which got to be solid, which is a foundation? How do you do that?
Right. What are they looking for? Because there is no continuity. And in
That's what I'm trying to say.
Listen, and going against the continuity, only the coaches with continuity return to the finals. Eric Spoelstra, even in this decade, got multiple finals appearances. Steve Kerr in this decade has multiple finals appearances.
And it's finna be Joe Mazzulla again, look like too.
And Joe Mazzulla, the guys that are staying with their team. So whatever metrics and analytics that they're looking at, it is categorically not working because none of the franchises and the coaches don't have the stability. Now it's hard for me to blame the coach because again, the coach is getting fired, but the coach who's coached up an established program is moved, so he got to kind of build that up again. So I don't hold them as because it's not a quick turnaround. It's not a quick turnaround necessarily.
No. You
just build yourself a winning culture on a winning team. It's not necessarily a quick turnaround.
But whoever is responsible for hiring the guy, what is he looking at to tell him that that's a smart thing to do?
Well, and this is one of those unique circumstances that both guys were not retained. And that's
what I'm trying to say.
They were gone simultaneously. The example that Gully pointed out is actually in contrast to your point. It actually, if I'm the Boston Celtics in the new ownership group, I'm giving Brad Stevens a blank check because they're the only example that was able to switch the head coaches and get back to the finals.
Well,
that's my point though. Yeah. What's going on above the coach?
But let's be clear about that. What happened in Brad Stevens in the Boston Celtics case is Mazzulla was on the staff already.
Yeah, he was.
Okay, but I mean, look at the gentleman that took over now. It sounds like he's the son of the Rick Adelman's son is who it
yes.
sounds like.
Yeah. They took over for the Nuggets.
Yep. And so here's the thing. From what I understood, there was going to be an exodus anyway. And to our credit, Barbershop Jay, I kind of learned that when I was listening to the Toronto guys. One dude, I'm telling you right now, wanted nothing to do with it. He was trying to move on. And the other guy was like, no, you're going to eat this cake and you're going to like it. And so,
you know what I'm saying?
So I applaud
shove it
that
down your throat
for the Toronto broadcast for the Raptors for pointing out this crime that took place. But apparently both of those guys were on expiring deals. So
wait, you talking about the GM and the coach. Malone?
Mm-hmm.
So, but okay, but again, something's not connecting here. I know I'm old, OLD, as somebody told me, but Mike Malone won you your only championship when you had players like Alex English, Dikembe Mutombo. I'm trying to go throughout the Nuggets history here. Mm-hmm. He won you your only championship. Are you not in the business of winning championships? So what the hell, as in Mayo, can you not put a side up in that front office to say, hey, we need to have a sit down and figure out how do we get back to and put all of this grown juvenile stuff to rest?
Remember, and this is why I pointed out who the ownership group is. Okay, this is
Cronky.
The same ownership group that moved the St. Louis Rams.
That's the problem, bruh. The ownership. Somebody needs to put regulation on ownership somehow, some way too.
Colorado Rapids for the laughing stock in MLS. There is a pattern. He also owns a team in the UK. So don't get stuff twisted. You got to understand he's $50 million over the salary cap. Thanks to Gully giving me a call this afternoon, making me look at something. We're in the luxury tax. And so apparently fourth in the West doesn't matter, or wasn't good enough
because the bottom line is money.
Potentially.
Yeah, we don't care. Okay, we won one. Hey, we already got one. Just having one nowadays seems to be like, okay, we good, we set.
Well, now here's what we were able to come up with a little bit earlier. At least this is where we left off at, which was the timing of the firing, right? Which is right now.
Well, timing is everything.
Remember, we're a week away from the start of the playoffs, which means in theory, that's when the eliminated teams can start making moves.
Oh, so you're getting the jump on things is what you're saying.
Exactly. There's someone that they have in mind. And so I'm going to be honest with you.
Well, who do you think it is?
I was going to ask you because that implies one of two things. Either this individual is going to get let go or is already let go, where there is a sense of urgency. And we've seen this in the past with teams like my Pistons that went and gave Stan Van Gundy the keys to the car and the house.
Are they looking at Mark Jackson, you think?
No, unfortunately, no. That doesn't sound like Kroenke.
That's
But it does sound.
I don't have. That's what I'm saying. I don't have an answer.
A marquee name that would want the general manager spot too.
Whoa. So you saying there's going to be a coach and general manager? I'm talking about like as in one guy wearing both hats type of deal. Is that what you're talking about?
We've seen that in Detroit. Absolutely.
Yeah, but did it work? You talking about Dumars?
Oh, absolutely not. No, I'm talking about with Stan Van Gundy.
Yeah, but that's what I'm trying to say. It does. So hold on. So if this move is basically sound to me like you're saying, if this move is like premeditated, so to speak, what are they looking at to make them want to do this now, to think that they're going to get somebody that can wear both hats, where it's showing them that this is successful? Because it has not been successful.
That's the only thing I can think of, is that they're going to offer it to someone with giving them the additional office.
Unless they call him Bill Belichick, and you know what I'm saying, it's gonna be some breaking news. If he gonna coach the Nuggets like he did the Patriots, I don't know. I don't see nobody comes to mind, and mind you, I'm telling you, my memory is terrible, but still, no one comes to mind who would be able to, the way they're going about it, if that's what they're trying to, is like, if this, whoever this is, they're trying to go get, there's nobody that comes to mind that would fit. And
we didn't even see this with the Chicago Bulls. Think about that. As toxic as that was.
Yeah. You talking about the Jordan Bulls and all back in the day? Yeah.
Correct.
But Krause was a bad dude though, for real.
Well, right. I mean, he was so bad that he got Michael Jordan out of the door and ruined a dynasty.
Yeah, but he built the dynasty too, though.
But Jerry Reinsdorf allowed it. You see what I'm saying? Like, the White Sox right now are atrocious. And I've looked at the two sites that they're looking at. And one of them requires some help, and the other does not.
I don't have no answer. For once, I'm at a loss for words, bro, because none of it makes sense.
You know, we've talked a lot about expansion in the NBA.
Okay.
And right now, it really does seem so. If I'm, if somebody wants to bookmark this.
So is that what you think they're doing? Is some backdoor move to go to Vegas?
Look, no, I think Dallas is dead set on ending up in Vegas.
Okay, so Dallas in Vegas. Okay, so now what?
So Denver, which has never been great, who ends up either in Seattle?
I don't think they would do that. No. The Nuggets have been around too long. They have enough history where it would take years for people for the Nuggets to be in Seattle, for people to feel comfortable, for that to roll off the tongue type of deal. You know what I'm saying?
How so? Why you figure that?
How so?
What I'm saying is,
or Mexico City.
Bro, New Orleans Jazz, Utah Jazz. Still.
Oh, yeah, we had this doggone conversation. But and then you're gonna disappear? This dude right here, man, run the ridiculous.
All I'm saying is,
ain't nobody got time for that.
Has been considered for a while now. They have a team out there that's the G League.
Man, that's gonna be a hard sell, though, bro. What are you gonna call them? The Seattle Super Nuggets?
Well, technically, that franchise, the history went with the Thunder.
Yo, I heard Gary Payton saying, because they they want him to come back and do some sort of a award or some type of recognition thing, celebrating something. And he was like, nah, bro, I wouldn't do that to Seattle and the fans. He said, I'm no disrespect to OKC.
So they would have to buy it back the way the Charlotte did?
Maybe.
Or the Browns.
Oh, really? That's what we're doing? Yeah. We're talking NFL right now. We're getting to that
probably
later.
Should have let that go, bro.
We know that.
Bruh, on everything I love, a friend of the program told me after they had moved, he said, bruh, I'm telling you now, and this is a person I know that played in the NFL, mind you. He said, when they came back, they should have came back with all new colors, all new name, all new everything. There's a stench. I'm telling you, I'm keep saying it here. People talk about Art Modell and the move to Baltimore. That is not his biggest gaffe, okay? How he unceremoniously did Paul Brown is going to haunt this city's football team forever and a day and a half.
Well, and that's why I don't think certain people, like fans of these franchises, need to do homework on who they're rooting for.
Oh man, please, you can stop right there. Ain't nobody doing that. They turned in the first take, last take, get up, get down.
Fools. Don't call them a fan, call them a fool.
Okay, well, sometimes fandom can lead to foolishness. I'm just saying, but they're not doing, bruh. If it ain't Google, if they can't find it, Google. Come on now, we talking about instant gratification type attention deficit disorder, attention spans and all that type of stuff. Man, ain't nobody finna go use microfiche. Ain't nobody finna really peel back. They peel back the top layer maybe, and that's it. I'm tired. I mean, look at your current professional athlete nowadays. They got the best of everything, but yet still they get hurt more and they want to do less, but want more. I mean, come on now. So, yeah, ain't nobody doing no homework.
Where do you think, okay, who would be on your hot list for this role? And if you're the mind of Stan Kroenke, who's getting none but complaints in his ear, right? He's got 7 franchises. He's letting his wife use these as toys.
That's my point, bro.
She's complaining.
I don't like his Kroenke. You understand? He gonna pick some dude off the street and he's gonna, because whatever it is, his vision ain't in line with the vision of the sport itself. He isn't a for real owner. Like he looking at he looking at the numbers. He don't care whether the Nuggets win. Bro, mention, man, you got a chance. Hey, Stan, man, you could build the Nuggets and they could be a dynasty. He's like, I don't give a. You know what I'm saying? He said, I'm looking at the fact that I lost $2.85 billion last year, and somehow or another we got to charge $800 for parking.
All right, I'm going to throw these names at you. You tell me if any of them stick. David Edelman.
Gully, did I hear you playing some crickets in the background? Because that's what I'm trying to sound like.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Frank Vogel.
Hold up.
I'm Frank Vogel sticks to me.
Yeah, I'm why you say I think I'm saying, you see, I'm writing that down. Go ahead, Double J, go ahead.
Mike Budenholzer.
Okay.
Quinn Snyder. Mike D'Antoni.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Sam Cassell.
Oh.
What is that noise?
Hey man, listen, when you get my age, man, stuff just happens sometimes, okay? It's called happenstance. So wait. You said Budenholzer, right? You said Sam Cassell. Who else did you say? You said Quinn Snyder. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like Quinn. I like Sam Cassell too. Actually, I like Vogel, Quinn, and Cassell, to be honest with you. But it sounds like it's a few more. Go ahead.
Becky Hammond.
She got the resume, though.
That is an environment that I think would take kindly to a woman coach.
Now,
they play the style of ball that they play. I think it could work.
That's interesting. I see. Before you started saying that, though, I didn't even know those names were really out there. So, okay, so now let's back up a bit and let's revisit it.
Would you give Eric Spoelstra the keys to both cars?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm tell you why. Based on another book that I have, I'm not going to turn around and grab it for y'all because my bookshelf is right behind me. Blood in the Garden, the story of the 1990s New York Knicks. Go look at how Jeff Van Gundy became the head coach of the New York Knicks, bruh. They were on the verge of giving him the keys to all of it too. But I ain't going to tell y'all what happened. You know, you have to stay tuned or read the book. I'm just saying.
Other general manager options, Bob Myers and Troy Weaver, former Pistons general manager, who was also responsible for hiring the worst coach that I've ever seen and nearly ruined Jaden Ivey's career.
The Weaver is he's unbelievable that his name is even on the list.
Well, but okay, so the reason I'm throwing it out there too, if I were to give
you
him,
said Joe Dumars,
there were two things that
Joe
Dumars drafted Darko Milicic.
But listen, but that wasn't him. That wasn't him though.
Well, that's why I was going to say the same.
What you mean that wasn't him?
No, he did it, but somebody upstairs made a call. It was like, "Hey, JD,
is that the case,
dude?"
Is that the case,
dude? I'm telling you right now,
man. Joe Dumars was not in the war room talking about some. Oh yeah, with his arms sitting back with his arms folded, talking about some. Oh yeah,
we had the league in a chokehold if we took Carmelo Anthony. Let's face facts.
Or did they really feel like, hey,
bro,
he'll say that on his deathbed or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay, got you.
No, what I'm telling you is, like, don't get it twisted. Now we already talking about conspiracies and taintedness and all that old type of stuff. When they sent Chris Paul, somebody, I don't know what his name is, to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? It's somebody above all these GMs that be like, look here, okay, them folks that sit in the boardroom, like when you go to whatever your favorite hotel is and you got to get on the elevator, it's one of them floors that that don't have a button. You got to have a key. I'm talking about them guys who got a key and they go up there and they have meetings and they say, look here, we get it, that's what y'all want, but that ain't what we want. We need this for the league. You know what I'm trying to tell you? It's folks making decisions that's above Joe D's pay grade. Because remember now, that was right around the time when they got Darko, that whole, even though we had not necessarily an influx, but we had the European or the foreign players before, we had your Sabonis's, your Marshallonis, what's my boy Drazen, you had a
Detlef.
Detlef Scrimp, you know what I'm saying? Who was my boy that played for the Pacers? Rick Smits. So they were scattered about the league, but
Dale Davis, absolutely.
Dale Davis wasn't. Oh my, where was he from? Italy? Stop it.
Where was Rick Smits from?
Like Poland or I'm not.
Oh really?
No. Holland or something really? Like that. Yeah. But what I'm saying, he's from somewhere like that. But what I'm saying is when Milicic came on the scene, that's that whole, you can go point to when the NBA really started to become global or really had their sights set on like we need to really make this thing a global thing. We already know what Mike was on that scene and all that old type of stuff. But bringing in the foreign player, because how long was Ginobili in the league? Right around when the Milicic when the Pistons drafted him.
Only like a year or so. They got him in second round.
But Manu had been balling lightweight. You feel what I'm trying to say?
He really showed out in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, so they was like, well, wait a minute. They were like, we need to really. In other words, we're not gonna just go get one or two every now and again. We need to open up the floodgates.
Right.
And the thought process was around Milicic, like, hey, he could be that, because they was looking for the next Kukoc or whatever the case may be.
Right.
But Joe may have pulled the trigger, but they had his hands tied. Somebody.
Oh man. Okay,
they had kidnapped his cat.
There are odds. There are live odds for the Nuggets job.
And before you say anything, Sam Cassell got to be one of them.
No, he's not.
He's not.
This is
okay. Let me guess. Is it? But okay, let me ask you this: is there somebody on the names that you listed?
Yes, one of them is, and certainly that would be the leading favorite.
Budenholzer. No.
Hey, hold on, Gully. That's my turn. You don't step out of turn. You don't do that.
Excuse me?
What's wrong with you, bro?
Excuse me?
Yeah, excuse yourself.
Oh,
Yeah, excuse me.
no,
Would you
all right,
pass
no.
gas or something?
No, you did. You
I
talking
did
about you
not.
went to go get a book.
Hey,
All right, whatever.
Hey, I did go, and I did get the book. Didn't I get the book?
Fan the book. I'm telling you what. Fan
Hey,
the
respect
book.
your respect your elders, man. You don't cut me. You don't cut in front of me, boy. You don't understand, boy. I'm like Uncle Willie at the backyard barbecue with the tube socks all the way up past my knees. You can get this whooping, boy. Boy. Okay, if it ain't Sam Cassell, it's got to be Becky Hammond. Double J, who is it? And he does.
Oh man, no, I wanted to make sure that was your choice, but no, it's not.
Oh, really? Man, where's Bob Barker when you need him? Hey, do y'all know The Accountant 2 is coming out?
Yep.
April.
Hey, John Berthal is that dude.
Are you serious, bro?
John Berthal.
I told you from The Walking Dead. We said this a week ago, folks.
I'm sorry. I just had to keep saying it because I can't wait for it. Sorry. That's just me. Meanwhile, my son over here talking about some Miles Morales, Spider-Man 13. Man, please go and have a seat down, please. Sit down. Anyway, who is it, Double J? No, Gully didn't pick.
Never mind, bro. You gotta.
Well,
Never mind,
bro.
Never mind. It goes 1, 2, back to 1.
Okay. All right. The Boondocks then. Well, who is it, Double J? The suspense is killing him.
Right. So the first is, of course, David Edelman. He is.
Oh, wait a minute.
400.
Hold it. And he's why? Because he's the interim?
I believe so.
Oh,
this
man.
is via a bookies.com. That is their odds, not anyone else.
Oh, yeah. Well, anyway, where's bookie.com's at on the totem pole of bookies?
That's a very good question.
You know what I'm saying? And mind you now, if you know anything about the totem pole, the bottom of the pole actually is what most people think the top is.
It's the foundation because the faces are
inverted.
Exactly. So bookies.com is at the top of the totem pole. And I don't mean like the front runners. Yeah. They should be on the back burners, if at all, on the stove. Man, stop it. Adelman.
Second is Chris Quinn, the Miami Heat assistant coach.
Okay.
Thirdly is James Borrego from the
Charlotte Hornets coach,
former
coach?
Charlotte, former coach.
Oh,
He's with
my!
Our Detroit guy, of course, friend of the program as well. That is on the staff for him in New Orleans currently, or at least for now.
Well, speaking of Detroit, shout out to the Pistons, man. I ain't mad. JB, the Pistons, they was what 9-99 last year, and all of a sudden they in the playoffs. Where they at too, by the way, Double J?
I think they're 6.
They're 5th.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, shout out.
Yeah,
I ain't mad at JB.
He knew what he was doing.
Double J, can K come here and get some love now from you?
Well, he got a drop for us.
I got more than one.
Oh, okay. I'm just saying, because last week you was like, I don't like him. Or
I'm still waiting for Imani. He's out your way.
Oh, well, I don't know what's going on with that, bro. But anyway, that's another story for another day. Okay, so Borrego, I just can't see the Nuggets handing Borrego and would it be the coach and general manager?
Just coach. It
just
like
coach.
They're pretty set on who they would like, or at least a handful of people for general manager.
Okay, I thought we were talking about who was going to wear both hats.
Well, there were a few people that came to mind that could wear both.
Okay, and that was who you mentioned before.
Yeah.
Now you're talking about who would just be coach.
Yeah. So additionally on the list is Micah Nori from, of course, the Minnesota Timberwolves. And again, that would be a first timer.
I don't know. I like that though for some reason.
And then second to last is Nate Oates, of course, with Alabama.
From Hall & Oates? I can't go for that. No.
Now we're flagged for audio.
I'm not going for that. No, I don't want no oatmeal. I don't like oats meals. You understand me? I don't like Owens meals and nothing. No oats. Okay? I'm a cream of wheat guy myself. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I was unfortunately we didn't get that kind, so we had Malta meals. So that
malta meal. Hey, you ever had cornmeal mush?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Come on, bro.
Remember, I was on the, it shows
on,
a little
bruh.
bit of humble beginnings here.
Hey, listen, what? You ain't the only one, bro. I come from poor stock, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wore my shoes on the wrong feet for a couple years. I'm just saying. Because I couldn't afford new ones. But hey, when I got my first pair of jocks, baby, you couldn't tell me nothing. Nothing. You understand, baby? I was lay up. I was like George Gervin at the park. Lay up. You know what I'm saying?
That Whitney Houston you were doing there?
What? Oh, that's funny to he who. That's funny to you. This dude right here, man. Now you want to show up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. Malto meal.
Hey, don't hate on Malto meal. Malto meal
not
is a great. Put some butter in it. Oh man.
Oh,
Awesome.
stop it. You said that. Yeah, no, you said that about Ovaltine. Put some butter in it. Anywho,
best struggle meal. Which one? What do you got?
Malto meal, man.
Best struggle meal.
Mm-hmm.
Mayonnaise sandwiches.
I'd say syrup and bread.
That's what you would say, but he didn't ask you. He asked me.
He asked both of us actually.
He didn't ask. You already answered.
Yep, you already answered.
Hey, listen. Hey, you're not finally finna. You're not finally finna do that.
Yo, that's a sound bite. That's a sound bite, man. We got to
clip that.
Hey, listen, 106 in 15 seconds.
You thought you was gonna say 106 and park. That's why I need you to park it. Anywho,
Freestyle Friday.
Yeah. Freestyle Wednesday from him. He didn't know what he was about to say.
Yeah. It's been about to be some free knuckles on Wednesday.
Word salad. That's a word ninja. Blended all them words up. You said 3 different phrases at one time.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna see you afterwards because this is we ain't finna disrespect nobody over not wearing this shirt on the P program. It ain't finna happen. Well, y'all got me sadly mistaken. You about to be some slow singing and flower bringing up in here, boy. I'm trying to tell you. Let me take a sip of something. Okay, so Double J. So who do you think is the front runner then for them to pick as a coach? It can't be Mourinho.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on this.
Why they not looking at Sam Cassell, I wonder?
Well, I'm curious if they're going to try to attempt to take a page out of Boston's book with that.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
By
details?
Just hiring essentially from within on an existing staff, so that way.
So that's why Adelman is being strongly considered, is what you're saying? Continuity.
But I will say this. I could see those odds drastically changing. Like tonight, they're playing without Jamal Murray. That's the thing. I looked up at the numbers a little earlier. I saw something, even heard from Broussard. He said that it was a very toxic environment between the two. These guys didn't speak at all. So it was inevitable they were going to part ways with one, if not both of them. And
I'm gonna have to call him, man. It's been a couple years since I last talked to him. I'm gonna have to call him and get some scoops.
And to take it a step further, they're 11-13 since the All-Star break. They're 3-7 in the last 10, but that's with stretches of missing either Jamal Murray and Joker or a combination.
That's what I'm trying to say. You can't say what the record is, not you per se, I'm telling them, and not see what's it attributed to. You get what I'm saying? And not factor that in. Like, oh, y'all 1-4. Like, yeah, we ain't have our best players on the floor. What are you talking about? It's a reason why we 1-4, not just because we've been playing bad basketball.
Gully, you pointed out as well when we were looking that these guys are under contract for 3 more years. So what would you do knowing that that's the case?
I didn't know that. Can Joker ask out? Because if I'm Joker, hey, if I'm Joker, I don't want to stay. I don't what I'm standing for unless
that 3rd year, $62 million player option.
Okay, well then,
my point, my contention is, I don't know how many players stay on the team because they love their GM. Who says that?
Yeah.
I hate the coach. But like, man, you know what? I hate this coach, but I love my GM.
Well, guess what though? But if your GM is directly connected or tied to the fact that y'all been winning,
understand. Who loved Jerry Krause?
Who hated Joe Dumars?
They liked Larry Brown. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Who
we liked Rick Carlisle, but it
yeah,
wasn't enough. We liked Doug. Oh man, his
Collins?
son coaches at Northwestern. Yeah, Doug Collins. There were certain guys that you realize they reached their
wasn't Flip
plateau.
Saunders there for y'all for a minute?
That's right.
Yeah.
All
Oh
of
man,
them
good old Flip,
were-
man. Shout out to my man Flip, bro.
Absolutely terrible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I had the pleasure of not meeting him, but I know somebody that met him. They say he was genuine, bro. You know what I mean? Whatever you thought of him, like he was like a Jim Valvano type of guy. You know what I mean? Just one of them folks, man. You just wanted to be in the same space as he or him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what they. This whole thing of firing coaches that win. It just I know one thing. I tell you what. If you do that, I mean, ain't nothing guaranteed with death and taxes type of deal. You know what I'm saying, but you better have a guarantee. Well, you ain't really got to, because if you stand Kroenke and you pulling the strings, Stan Kroenke, Haslam, then who gonna fire you? You on the team. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You don't care if you mess it up. Owners have no connections to what's going on the court. They really don't. They don't care. They just like saying at the parties where they serve caviar, like, yeah, you know, oh, I see your team won the championship. Oh, yes. You know what I mean? You know, they probably go to games just for what reasons, I have no idea. They don't, not for the same reasons as fans do, you know. And I saw the other day, I noticed off the topic a little bit, or off subject, but Cleveland.com had an article about like how much would you pay for parking. I don't know why that made me think of that. You know what I mean? Because it's ridiculous, bro. It's ridiculous. I'm talking about the home opener, $70 for parking, $90 for parking. Seriously?
Right.
Bro, that's why I'm going to keep saying the best seat in the house is at the house.
Right.
Period. Bro, I'm not paying no $90 to park down there. You know what I'm saying? And
just to have my car sit, I have to get out to watch the game.
Exactly.
You need me to come here.
Exactly.
No. They don't have buses to accommodate 70,000 people.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Well, Double J, what you getting ready to show us? That's just ridiculous, man. That's just ridiculous, especially with recessions and economies, the way things are, man. Come on, bro.
You know, actually, they said somebody paid $500 to park for the Tigers on opening day.
Yeah, I don't know who that somebody was, but guess what? When you
they
come
got
out,
finesse. That's all I know.
Yeah, your blow punks. Well, they ain't got to pull out radios no more. But I'm just saying, your blow pump will come up missing.
Yeah.
All right, and I'll sell it back to you then. Since you paying that for parking, trust and believe. Holler at me on Facebook Marketplace. Double J, what you getting ready to show us?
It's whenever you're ready with the next topic. That's all.
Okay. Is that my which one is that? My Louis Riddick Sheduer? That's that my Sheduer?
No, that's a Dan Orlovsky.
Okay. Well, you know, lastly, as far as I know, if the Nuggets are trying to mirror themselves after what the Celtics did, and that's not a bad thing, you know, it's a copycat league, I guess. You know, you see what the Celtics are doing over there, and they've been built something. So you're like, hey, because would you say though the Celtics are kind of like farm to table?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, but the Nuggets were too when they had the Browns and the Jokers and when they won the championship.
Yeah.
So the Nuggets are saying, okay, let's revamp this thing. Let's go back and do it this way. Is that what they're doing? So if if Adelman is your guy because that's how you're thinking, or somebody in that building, that's how they're thinking, then I ain't mad at you. All right. When we come back, we're gonna get into some of this NFL talk. Sheduer Sanders, from my understanding, his stock is dropping. Why? We'll answer that question and more when we come back here on the P-Rogram. You listen to the Shop Report with Barbershop J, Jubba J, and D.A., the he who, Helen. We'll be right back. I ain't selling.
It's K Cunningham, and you watching the Shop Report. I'm Harvey Diallo, and you watching the Shop Report. My name's Chris Murray, and you're watching the Shop Report.
Oh, you're Jay Knight, you're watching the Shop Report.
Max McKee, you're dropping in on the Shop Report.
Barbershop J, Quentin Hines, Super Bowl champion. I'm ready. Let's do it. I'm on.
Hi, I'm Mars Man. We're at Mercury Stadium, and you're watching the Shock Report.
Hey, I'm Billy Butler, and thank you for watching the Shock Report. Hey guys, I'm Les Norman, former Kansas City Royal, and you're watching The Shop Report.
Commander Brown, Detroit Rivers Mountain Training, and I'm watching The Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doug Flynn of the New York Mets. Well, a few other teams, of course, too. And you're watching The Shop Report.
I'm Matt Ramos, and you're watching The Shop Report.
How you doing? I'm Rajay Davis, and you're watching The Shop Report.
How you doing? This is Nelson Figueroa, former Major League pitcher with a lot of teams. You're about to listen to The Shop Report.
Hey, this is Howard Johnson. You're watching The Shop Report.
Hi, I'm Heath Bell from the New York Mets, and you're listening to The Shop Report podcast. Yeah!
Hey, I'm Josh Tolley, former catcher of the New York Mets, and you're watching The Shop Report.
This is Edgardo Alfonso for the Mets, and you're listening to Shop Report.
Hey, this is Doc Gooden, and you're watching The Shop Report.
Hello, this is Mike Hampton, and you're watching Shop Report.
This is Herman Harvey, former NFL offensive lineman with the Cleveland Browns and the Baltimore Ravens, and you're listening to The Shop Report.
All right. We are back. You're listening to The Shop Report. Yeah. I like that. My dude right there. Shout out Double J. You gotta tell him to call me, man. You know what I'm saying? We gotta have, I don't drink no more, but we can crack a Pepsi or something. I'm just saying, see what happens next. Sheduer Sanders. Obviously, the NFL draft is right around the corner. What about a week away now? 2 weeks away, so to speak, somewhere around there. It's heating up. Mel Kiper. I don't see how his hair manages to stay. It's like the Long Range. I used to wonder, how could the Long Ranger get in all these fights and his mask never come off? You know what I'm trying to say? Mel Kiper could be in a fist fight and his hair would never be, unkempt. I'm like, is he wearing a helmet? I'm just saying. Look like there's a camera in there. But anywho, Louis Riddick. Louis Riddick is my dude, bro. When he come to, his player talent evaluation talk type stuff, okay, like E.F. Hutton, I be listening. And he says Sheduer, he said he don't think Sheduer Sanders wants to be taken by any of the top teams in the draft. What's up with that?
I get it.
Okay, well then give it to the people.
You said any of the top teams in the draft, meaning the top.
So we already know. We're talking about the Titans, the Browns, and whoever got the number.
Yeah, right. Because the franchise is in disarray. I'd rather go to a team that is with a solid foundation elsewhere that is a year or two away. That a quarterback will complete the roster, not be the start of.
Or it could be the persona following you too. Because even though the Titans did not have a good season, which is why they got the number one pick, you can look throughout their history and see that they've had some success, more so in recent memory than the Browns. Some people don't want him to come to the Browns because the Browns are the Browns. They play like stink. Okay, let me just say that. All right. People like, hey, I'd rather go to the Titans, even though they got the number one pick this year. They did have Eddie George once upon a time. They did go to an AFC championship with Brian Tannehill, or Tiny Helen, or whatever you want to call him. But they look at the Browns like where have they the Browns have been so bad that the NFL finally decided to include all of the Browns AAFC records from 1919. I'm just to try to give some modern day relevancy. Like, look, it's so bad down there. Like, look, okay, hold up. We're going to help y'all out. Okay. So all of them records, you got dust off so now, shout out to my man Otto though, baby. You understand? I'm trying to say, and Paul Brown, because they always going to be two of my favorites, even though I wasn't around then. To hear my grandfather talk about him is how like Jim Brown is how we talked about Biner and Mack and Minifield and Dixon. You get what I'm trying to say? But yeah, bro, they the Browns need some help. For real, they need some help. So yeah, the Browns now got as many AFC or whatever it is championships as do Tom Brady. So that's a conversation now, you know what I mean? But only depending on which side of town you live on, you know what I mean? It's not worldwide, that type of deal. But anywho, I don't know, man. So if you should do it, where you want to go? To the Raiders?
I don't know. Yeah, let's look at the top 10. I don't know where you want to go.
Double J, is that what you got up there? Throw it up if that's what you got. Or give me the Orlovsky.
Yep, getting the. Oh no, that's the final bracket.
Wow, really? Oh,
Yeah.
wow, really?
Oh,
This is
man.
oh, wow, man.
There's Barbershop Jay.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, man.
Oh, wow. As you all can see, again, shout out to the people out there. You know, they love here on the program pointing out the fact that, you know what I'm saying, of my miscues, shortcomings, and misfortunes. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yeah, you know what I mean? What you trying to, you call me Jay
You
Kuiper?
didn't finish in dead last, though, so there is that.
You can't even win for losing.
I ain't trying to win, and I ain't losing. What you talking about? Man, don't start none. It won't be none up on his program. You keep on living. That's what you do. Yeah, young whipping snapping. Oh, yeah. Orlovsky had this to say. This is what I found interesting. If you want me all to read, I can. Oh, okay. That's, I mean, you know, but you all showing my bracket. You know what I'm saying? My bracket was busted. I don't want to see nobody with a perm. Get that dude off the screen. Anyway, go back down so I can start reading. This dude right here with the perm, man. I don't know. Do I want to start with Dan? Let me go. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right here. Whatever franchise wants to change their franchise, then it's no doubt who to go with. I've done it over and over and over. You'll be a fool not to pick me. Oh, this is Sheduer telling ESPN. And Orlovsky, I saw portions of NFL Live when he said that, but I didn't get to see all of it for their coverage that Friday. Says that there's a double standard regarding how Sanders is perceived compared to someone like Tampa Bay Buccaneers quarterback Baker Mayfield. Do you all want to expound on that, or do you all want to hear what?
Like Gully.
Yeah. Oh, now you want to give it to Gully?
Oh,
now
no. When I said yes, I thought you was talking about read. Read on.
Oh, okay. Well, keep scrolling then, Double J. I can read some more.
All right.
Is your scroller broke? Oh, this guy right here.
Scroller broke.
This is Orlovsky here. Slow down. Orlovsky said, in quote, "We can't praise Baker Mayfield and fall in love with Baker Mayfield because of his charisma, cockiness, his self-belief, and then kind of view it differently with Sheduer."
It's in the DNA in the fabric of America. But go ahead.
was going to say Colin Cowherd has always been vocally against Baker Mayfield.
But who cares about Colin?
You know what? At a time, there was traction for that. And we even seen
traction for what? Anti-backward hat too?
Whoa. No, not everything. No. Anti-backward hat ain't got nothing to do with what we talk. That's talking about.
No, I'm talking about you was traction for what Colin Cowherd said, or what Orlovsky is saying?
What he said about Baker Mayfield at or around that time. Baker Mayfield has since matured in a way. Not everything that Colin Cowherd said about Baker was accurate, but there was something. There's
some merit to it.
There was some
at that time.
Okay. Now, viewing everybody from the same lens, that might be Colin Cowherd's fault. You know what I'm saying? That might be his flaw. Certainly, though,
it is. Like Nick Wright is always wrong.
Certainly, though, if we want to talk about it, there's a consistency between players who are confident, who are outwardly confident, and
then players like Jamarcus Russell.
No. Players that are
I'm just saying.
Players that are outwardly confident and perceived as something different. And then players that are outwardly confident and
actually cocky.
Always. Name one that don't need sunscreen that was fairly addressed as confident. Name one.
Wait, slow. Whoa, what did you say?
Name a player whose outward confidence was celebrated.
How far back I gotta go?
It's only really been one.
Jordan?
No, Deion.
Every other player. Hold on. See, when you said name a player, I'm thinking we're talking all sports. You talking about football?
What you know what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Deion.
I'm talking about football because you know
Okay.
what? Yeah, football, right.
Oh, and oh my goodness, let me give a shout out right now to Wayne Gretzky, to Ovi passing Wayne Gretzky's all-time goal score. But bruh, hey, you see how they handled that whole thing?
Wait a minute.
Alex,
you know what? That's crazy though. For as popular as Sid the Kid is, Ovi has passed it.
yes.
That's wild to me.
Yes. But the thing is, the way they handled that whole thing, Gretzky said he would want to be there for when whoever broke it, you know what I'm saying, when he broke it. It was not this guy got to be in front, so everything I say about him is right. That guy got to be in front, so whatever I say about him is right. I'm just saying, if we look at how Alex Ovechkin and Wayne Gretzky in hockey handled this whole who passing who thing,
okay,
versus how some other folks in some other sports, you know what I'm saying? The latter pairs in comparison. I'm just saying.
Well, hold on, wait a minute. Wait.
Yes, it does.
Reggie
Absolutely.
Miller, when Ray Allen passed his 3-point record, Reggie Miller took that with Reggie Miller took that with,
I'm talking about the one that come out of everybody's lips every single day at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, bro.
We tried, though. We got an hour and 26 minutes.
I'm just saying.
We got an hour and 26 minutes.
I'm
Double
just
J.
saying.
We almost got
That might have been is that the new record?
This might be
Yeah.
the record.
Hey, listen. Hey, listen. Hey, don't listen. We don't do almost only counting hand grenades and horseshoes, man. Nobody
You
doing
know what's
almost.
crazy about it?
Who you calling crazy?
You know what's crazy about it?
Don't.
He was actually in the clip that we was talking about at the beginning of the show, and we thought we was good. He was actually all in the video, and we ain't say word about it.
Hey,
all
listen.
up in the video.
Hey, right.
First of all, I did that on purpose. I threw y'all a curveball. Okay. That was my scheme curve. You get what I'm trying to say? Scheme, baby.
Man.
I would do it. That was a backdoor slider. I'm trying to say. I'm just trying to say, bro. You know what I mean?
Man, oh man.
But at the end of the day, is Orlowski right?
Absolutely, he's right.
Okay.
Absolutely is right.
Now, is he why? For obvious reasons or
Because
reasons that nobody's discussing?
Well, right. He can't say what you can't say that even in this.
But he did though, in so many words.
No. He didn't say it.
Oh, here we go. You gonna now? You want to be particulary?
No, because you read the text and you read between the lines. You know they were printed in a pretty specific font, black and white. But you read the text, and you can read between the lines for sure. He couldn't say it because he didn't have to.
To me, there wasn't no reading between the lines. To me, it was like, wow, like bam,
Right.
okay.
Exactly. But we're irrespective of the type of climate we're in, the type of environment that seems to be hospitable to diversity, that issue still remains. Certain players can't be said.
Whoa. How in the world is this country in particular hospitable to diversity?
Disney. That network
Really?
owns ESPN.
Oh, okay. Well, you got me there.
But even still, he couldn't say it. Even on that platform with that voice, he couldn't say it. He couldn't say it directly. But
so on this platform, you in your own words, tell me what is he saying that he couldn't say on Disney?
Black players can't say that they're good. They have to say something about, I just try to do the best I can. You know, I just go out there and try to win for my team. I'm just practicing doing my no, I'm good because I put the work in. You can't have that. Remember, who's the guy that got into it with Floyd Mayweather? On interview. Who was his name?
I don't know.
Oh, the announcer, the longtime announcer.
Oh, Merchant, Larry Merchant.
No. That was after a fight. He had a big argument. Basically, the whole segment was him and Floyd just arguing. And historically, they hadn't.
It ain't Joe Rogan. Was it Joe Rogan?
No. And they have had previous interactions that didn't go south the way this one did in particular.
Because what was the discussion about? Why you think you the greatest of all time or something like that?
Yeah. It was.
You're talking about the reporter. for because it was Larry Merchant in the ring.
No, it wasn't Larry Merchant. Right, it wasn't Larry Merchant I'm talking about because it was around speculation between why he wasn't gonna fight Pacquiao. But this was so we were talking about between 2000 and 2000.
Oh, you talking about that far back? Really?
Yeah, but point is, it was publicly on the show. It was like the whole segment. It was an interview, and then it just went left, and the guy just went in on him because Floyd Mayweather is the best ever. That's how he proclaims himself. He's the best ever. He's braggadocious about it, but he's reassuring in a way that Muhammad Ali was when Muhammad Ali said, "I'm the greatest." Black athletes can't say that. They've never been able to say it and be like, "Oh yeah, show you right." Never. Not even when Muhammad Ali was saying it.
But do you think when Muhammad?
But Aaron Rodgers could run the table.
Oh, discount double check, baby.
Right.
But I'm wondering though, to some extent though, if
Brett Favre.
Oh yeah, whoa boy, let's not let's not go down that. Well, so in other words, even though they try to sell us on different strokes for different folks not being like, that's not what we do. Oh, we don't do that. We like, yeah. Your actions belie your words.
Right.
Okay.
And we're watching the guy who puts the work in. When I talk about guys who are braggadocious, if you will, they are guys that are telling you I'm great because when all these cameras is not in my face, I'm on the field. I'm doing
but the same thing could be said about Floyd though. Floyd, that's one thing when he was
exactly
fighting.
What should have been said about Floyd. Floyd used to go to the club. He used to jog to the club, party with his guys, and jog back.
Yeah, no, he knew when to leave. Type of yeah, I'll holler at y'all. But he put the work in. When it comes to craft, that's really the question I guess we should be asking. Like, which players did we look at on an everyday professional level, whatever, and regardless of sport, like you can say, oh, he has a respect for his craft second to none.
Right.
Ali was one.
Yeah. Floyd is another.
Who else?
Who's has bragged? Deion Sanders was.
Obviously. Bo Jackson.
Right.
Okay. Who in the NBA currently could you say that about?
Well,
who in the NBA could you not say that about?
Well, that's
I'm going 2 for 2, baby. 2 for 2. Same time, man. Same time.
Same time, man. Same time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you guys said that because how do you feel about this? I've been saying this all along.
Bruh, dag nabbit double J. Because I thought you was gonna show me the clip where
wait a minute. What have the Mannings been doing for decades?
Yeah.
I'm kind of lost.
Well, I mean,
controlling where they went when they did it. Remember, Peyton could have left his junior year, stayed for his senior year. Jets fans, he's on record in 1997 during the Heisman race of saying, Jets fans are, said you kind of ruined him by not going there, going to the draft early.
Oh, so in 97, yeah, he would have been the Jets' #1 pick for sure.
And
because let me add something to this, even though it's not, we don't have it here. What did who's Oklahoma State coach Gundy, Mike Gundy?
Yeah.
Yeah. What did you hear? What he said about the joint practices?
No.
Oh, you got to go find it right quick. If we need to take another commercial break for you all to go find it, I thought I sent it to you. I thought I sent you the link, Double J. Oh yeah, we definitely got to throw that up here because here's the thing, and this here the Peyton Manning thing. Oh boy, the Peyton Manning thing. To your point, like what gives?
Right.
Okay, how's one good for the goose but not for the gander? Now take a gander at that. When we come back after we take this little break, you understand me? Please look that up. We definitely want to read that on air because that was going to be my last thing about all the and we tying all of that in.
I got it here.
Okay, all right. I don't know. Y'all want to go to one or no?
Yeah.
What you say? You listen, y'all press the buttons any other daggone time.
How is y'all press the buttons?
Y'all, what you mean? How is y'all press the
What
buttons?
button do I press?
We put him in timeout.
Don't do that. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, you're gonna. I don't understand how you find that so funny. Yeah, we're gonna take another one. When we come back, we're gonna finish this up. We're gonna get up out of here because I got stuff. Oh, that's funny. Oh, this is so disrespectful. We're gonna have a don't disrespect your elders day. That's what we finna have.
I'm Jordan Gudeman, and I'm the founder and CEO of Eddie G's Cookies. I was first diagnosed with a nut allergy when I was young. At the time, there weren't a lot of labeled items that said if there may contain nuts or there are nuts in the food, so my brother and sister and I baked a lot at home, and we enjoyed treats from mixes and things like that, but I noticed that it was not the same as what my friends were enjoying, and I started making up my own recipes. When it was time to pick a career, I decided to start a bakery so I could share my treats with everybody else. When I started creating my recipe, I was taking in all the things that I thought I was missing out on. A soft, chewy center, a crisp outside crust, and a taste that is just like it came out of the oven at a bakery. When I put all those things together, I had come up with a recipe for a dream cookie. Eddie G's Cookies only uses the finest ingredients. We have all natural flavorings, no preservatives, and every cookie is made in a nut-free environment. The best part about Eddie G's Cookies is that they can be delivered right to your door. You can share them or not. We won't tell.
All right, we are back. Double J, you found it? And he's not back here.
No, you kicked it off the screen. There it is.
Oh, no, that wasn't. We were still looking at the Manning brothers. All right. I'm going to go. And the reason why, because when I saw this the other day, I thought I sent you the link so we could throw it up here. This whole Sheduer, then this conversation about, like, when I said different strokes for different folks. All I'm saying to people is, for those people I've had conversations with when it comes to this sort of thing, stop trying to act like or act as if though this thing does not exist. This is not going anywhere, ever, as long as this earth is spinning. As is and will be our discussions on it. Okay, we're not sweeping this stuff up under the rug. The NCAA, I'm going to say this. Get rid of the NCAA and all the people who think that way. Okay? Read between the lines on that one. Huh? Because now that Mike Gundy done came out and said it, you understand why? Where's the precedent, or where's the what do you want to call it? Where is it? Show me in writing where it says that what Syracuse and Colorado having joint practices, because don't we, for all of us who have children, as a parent, what is your one job? To prepare your children for real life. So in this instance, the Syracuse coach, Fran, and if I'm saying his name right, and Dion, they wanted to do these joint practices. Why? Maybe not every player for Colorado and Syracuse is going to NFL, but how better to prepare your players for the next level than to do these right here?
Right.
How else? They do it in NFL joint practices. Why do you get? This is why we see so many young dudes who now, you know, they talent say draft them. Their talent say they professional, but their style of play is putrid to say otherwise. And then we'll say, oh, he a bust, and he just because he's not being properly prepared for the next level. Gundy is basically asking. I don't even need to read this. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll say it. I mean, I mentioned the other day. I just thought of the deal with Oklahoma. Excuse me. Let me highlight this because this is kind of small on my screen. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna start from where it says the NCAA. The NCAA stood firm in its opposition to joint college football practices last week when it denied a waiver request from Colorado and Syracuse. The Division I FBS Oversight Committee rejected the proposal, despite both Deion Sanders and Fran Brown publicly advocating for it. Longtime Oklahoma State coach Mike Gundy previously suggested the idea of a home-and-home spring game series against rival Oklahoma, something that would need approval from the NCAA. Gundy questioned the NCAA's power to enforce its rules when asked to comment this week. I mean, I mentioned it the other day. I just thought of the deal with Oklahoma. I think it's a good deal. I would like to do that. I would like to practice against them. You know, I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to waste my time on who's going to determine what the rules are anymore. Shout out to him for that. Because essentially there's not really enough of them to follow. And I'm not even sure how they have the grounds to say you can't do it. If somebody just goes and does it, what are they going to do to them? Huh?
Right.
Huh? But the idea that Dion and this other guy decided that they was going to do it, don't listen. Like Orlowski, okay? We saying it, but we ain't saying it. Okay, we Disney. Just saying. You know what I mean? Don't get it twisted why it was a quick no. That's all I'm saying. And then like Gundy was like, yeah. Okay, like, yeah, I want to know too. Like, why not? Now they got to talk about it. And I wonder why.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't get away from it no more, bro. You can't get enough.
Well, you know what's interesting additionally with this is that this is in an era where they've removed, like a lot of teams have taken spring games away.
Okay, joint practices.
Yeah. So no, I'm just saying, like, even, you know, they have your regular spring game.
I know, but they need to bring it back. They need to joint practice. First of all, I've always asked this question. This has been a couple of years ago now. The NCAA did was it college football? I think it was a 150-year celebration of college football or whatever the case may be. Do y'all know what I'm talking about? It was on ESPN or something like that or whatever. And they talked about the NCAA's inception and why it was necessary back in whenever college football was, you know, in the late 1800s or something or another. Players were getting killed, so they needed some sort of governing body.
Right.
But here we are in 2025. I've been asking this question. Why is there even a need for the NCAA anymore? Why? Should not universities and schools police themselves?
I think we're headed there.
Okay, well, we're not getting We're not okay.
We have technically until 2034.
Now we doing technicals? Man, people's parlays is being busted for Luka and refs. You know what I'm trying to say? Ain't nobody waiting on that. I'm trying to say no.
Well, I'm saying that the schools themselves, their agreement with them expires in 2034.
Well, listen, they amended the Constitution. Okay, all I'm saying is somebody needs to come back to
the only
table
way you
like,
can
hey,
do it
you know
without
what?
paying them.
That's what happened now?
When you leave, right, you would have to, if you were to do it sooner, you would have to pay them accordingly. And that naturally they're going to have some kind of ransom figure. That's going to be unreasonable.
Oh my gosh. How many head coaches right now are not even coaching no more and they still getting paid? How many professional players are not on the team?
Yeah, but what do you think the NCAA is going to ask for in order to say, okay, after this we'll bow out?
200 billion.
Right. That would bankrupt even all of the universities.
Please. They ain't gonna bankrupt the universities. We just talk about paying $90 for parking to go see the Guardians. I'm trying. They ain't gonna bankrupt nobody. People gonna still go see Alabama. It's gonna, please. It's hand over foot money is rolling, baby. It's too many parlays. I'll tell you like this. Whatever the NCAA would ask for monetarily speaking, it pales in comparison to the money that's being put out now by FanDuel, DraftKings, and all of the money is going on with all this betting. Stop it. It's the reason why they made sports betting legal. Bro,
that's not trickling into the universities. Remember, those are independents.
All you gotta do is cut a hole in somebody's pocket and let it trickle on down, baby. You know what I'm saying? You lost your coins, man. I'm just saying.
That's why, like, a matter of fact, that's exactly what Mike Gundy's point was. Even with in that article with the Crimson Combine on April 12th, they were going to use it as a means to that scrimmage to be a fundraiser as well for the NIL.
Hey, listen, they can call it what they want, but I'm telling you right now, all sports, period, in this day and age, When I read stuff like, for instance, Vlad Jr.'s $500 million contract contains a $325 million signing bonus. I don't want to hear nothing about they can't afford it. Nobody.
Well, this is also why the MLB is pushing for a salary cap.
Okay, well, you can keep push.
Keep on pushing.
Anyway, woo.
Keep on.
Well,
Because they're complaining that
95,
they can't afford it, right?
No,
so
that's what I'm trying to.
That teams like the Oakland A's that are playing in Sacramento,
$325 million bonus,
bruh.
That means that's a Bobby Bonilla deal. He's out of his mind. They're out of their mind.
Reportedly, what I'm saying, bruh, how much is Ohtani getting
on a guaranteed contract? They paid him $325 million.
Reportedly, his signing bonus is what I'm trying to tell you is, man.
Why would I want to play again?
Hold on, wait a minute, slow down. Now you're getting ahead of the curve here, now, little young Willie. What I'm saying to you is, I was born at night, not last night. I don't care. None of these sports entities, professional or little childrens or young adults, call it what you want. Y'all you can't fool, bruh. Somebody, this money, it's enough money. I don't want to hear nothing about it. Ain't enough money, bruh. For real. Now, if we talking about teachers, teachers ain't getting paid what they should be getting paid. But let's not go down that road, bro. I don't want to hear nothing about what you think the NCAA gonna ask for. Whatever they asking for, somebody can come up with it. I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody got it. Bro.
Yeah, catch me if you can.
I'm just trying also, his residence is in Florida, so no state tax.
Yeah, but a gallon of milk is $26. So trust me, Lee, they making it up on the back end.
Talk to that prime minister up there.
Well, I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Vladimir Putin. I'm just saying, bro. At the end of the day, man, I don't want to hear nothing else about the NCAA. The NCAA needs to be done as an entity, first, period, foremost, and absolutely not. And who cares how come and who done it and why? Okay. Anywho, and on that note, I'll leave you with this quote. Don't follow the majority, follow the truth. Ooh. Say that again. Don't follow the majority, follow the truth. Okay, it's been fun, but we got to run. Don't forget to check us out every Wednesday. Right quick, might not be no show next Wednesday. A little postal business jumping off. I don't know just yet, but I'll keep you all abreast and let folks out there know what the deal is. But anywho, any other time right here, you know what I'm saying? 9:30 p.m. Right here on the yard. Did I say on the PM side right here on the yard? Excuse me. Or y'all can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the shop's fan page, and of course YouTube. And please make sure when you're over at the tube, please hit that subscribe button. We'd be much obliged. And if that don't work, y'all can Google it. For my dudes, Be Rich, Double J, D Gully, and all those who follow and support us, I'm Barbershop J. You've been listening to the Shop Report. And remember, the next time y'all want to know what's really going on, man, come to the shop. Walk-ins are always welcome. Holla at your boy. I'm out.